Ladies, gentlemen, and fellow gamers, welcome back to another episode of Heroes of the Storm. My name is Sandra Custom. Today we're going to be playing Tracer. Tracer is not a new character per se, but she's newer. She's been out since maybe a couple weeks before the launch of Overwatch. Tracer, for those of you that don't know, is the mascot character for Overwatch. It's an excellent first-person shooter game that Blizzard has recently put out. I've been trying to figure out a way to make recordings work with my rig. Doesn't look like it'll be happening anytime soon, but we do get to play her in Heroes of the Storm. She is a ranged assassin. She's the most mobile character in the game, and she is a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and jump in, and I will show you some gameplay with Tracer. And here we are on the Cursed Hollow, the realm of the Raven Lord. This is a pretty large map, actually. I think it may actually be the largest map in the game at the moment. We're going to go ahead and be going bottom here with Zool. Tracer's kit, for those of you that don't know, her Q lets her blink forward whatever direction you are pointing. Her W is a melee. It attacks the nearest enemy that is within melee range. And her E is recall, which sends her back to the location she was a few seconds ago. It's a little tricky to get used to, but it can actually give you a huge positional advantage if you can think a few seconds ahead. Her trait is reload. You'll see why that's important here in a minute, but it does exactly what you think it will. It lets her reload. So this flying bird around here, this is the newest hero in the game. This is Medivh, and we're kind of saying hello to him because there's literally nothing we can do. When he's in that bird form, he gets to fly around and scout completely free. So we might as well have a little fun with him while he's just flying around doing stuff. Now, he did not dance back to us. And if he won't dance, then he's no friend of mine. So we're going to go ahead and ping at him a little bit with our damage. We took out maybe a third of his health, so that's not bad. Tracer excels at being able to poke. You'll notice that she auto-attacks even while moving, so she is able to adjust her positioning whenever she wants, basically, especially with that blink ability. Now, Medivh is very much at a disadvantage in this lane. The enemy team was not really giving him a fair shot by putting him solo against two characters. Medivh is a specialist. He does not have a lot of damage output, and you can see the difference there quite clearly. He is almost dead. Now, Dahaka does come down because they realize that, hey, this isn't working. But he's not having much luck either. We almost get a kill on him here, and Medivh does use those gates to get him out of there. We go in for some more damage. Medivh protects him with that shield, which negates all damage done to that character, and we are forced to retreat. You can see me using that blink ability there. Now my pulse bomb is ready. This is actually the heroic ability for Tracer. She gets it unlocked from level 1. She's unique in that way, in that she has access to all of her abilities at level 1. Now we do try to go in again on this Medivh and this Dahaka, and we do manage to get a kill on Dahaka. Words are hard. Pulse Bomb it's basically a sticky bomb that does some area damage. It's pretty powerful. It's really good for finishing off targets and especially for doing area damage. Now, I am looking for an opportunity to use it here, but unfortunately, Medivh is being smart and he's staying close to the gate. So the way that the talents work for Tracer is more or less every talent tier, she gets access to talents that affect like one of her abilities. The level 1 talent is kind of centered around her auto attacks a little bit, and it's not like purely one thing or another, but in general, you're going to get access to talents that affect one thing. Now, I do miss that pulse bomb there, which is a shame, but we can still harass a little bit. And especially with this Artanis, whose movements are always very predictable. Now, we are forced to leave because we take a lot of damage, and that really is the counter to Tracer. She's extremely squishy, so you cannot wade into combat like I did and walk out unscathed. So we are going to rush back, and I'm letting the team know, hey, I'm coming back. It is a long ride back to that location, but they are doing just fine. Doesn't look like they'll actually need my help at all. So we got the first tribute. Those of you that aren't familiar with this map, the goal is to collect the tributes that spawn at random locations on the map. And once you've done so, all minions for the enemy team have 1 health, and all towers and forts and keeps are disabled for the duration of the curse that the tribute gives you. I think it lasts like a minute or something. It's a long time. You can get a lot done in that amount of time. So I decided to rotate top to help out Kael'thas a little bit because Tracer is a pretty strong counter to him. Excuse me, to him. So between he and I, we should be able to zone her out just fine. Plus, this Tracer, as you'll see, is quite a bit more timid than I am. She plays the character kind of like a traditional ranged assassin, which is not how you place her. Not how you play her. So you can see here that this talent here, we've got ways to augment our blink ability, and each talent is a little different in terms of like the play style you get to do. I haven't done a ton of research on like what's considered the best talents for Tracer. I actually don't enjoy doing cookie cutter builds by like going on Hotslog and just copying what other people are doing. I kind of like to find my own playstyle for each character. I think the game's a lot more fun that way. We've completely zoned out the other team. They just did not get to do anything. I feel very confident taking this this vision here because, one, a lot of them are down or low health, and I'm also Tracer, and I can blink out if I need to. So there's 3 of us pushing top. One of the towers is without ammo, so this is a great time for us to try and push and get some extra experience. We've already got a level lead. This is just a really good situation for us. So now Dahaka is playing well in terms of negating damage, but I don't think it's really going to matter because he's pretty darn low, and between the 4 of us, we take him out no problem. Now the downside here is that we are not soaking the mid lane currently, but it's not really mattering with the way that the enemy team is playing. We're ahead of them in XP by quite a fair margin, a full level, and we've collected 2 tributes. So we kind of have the freedom to leave the lane a little bit, and we do catch this Artanis, who did not consider the possibility that everyone might be passing through his lane to get to the tribute. Now the rest of the team is here, and we are going to engage in this team fight. Now you can notice the way I'm playing is I walk in close enough to do damage, and then if they ever turn or I start taking damage, I back out. So you've kind of got to play Tracer that way. It's actually very similar to the way you play her in Overwatch if you've actually got access to that game. As soon as you're noticed, you leave, but you flank them and you basically harass them until you're sure you can secure a kill, and then you just stay until you secure that kill. Now I am trying to take out this Medivh here, which that's a little iffy, and sure enough, Tyrael has to actually finish that off for me. So at level 10, you do get to augment your heroic ability, Sticky Bomb, Quantum Spike, or Pulse Rounds. We're going to go ahead and go with Pulse Rounds. It increases the range and also increases the rate at which Pulse Bomb charges, which just seems like a good thing in this instance. So we've all spawned. The curse is going. We're actually not taking advantage of this curse, which is not ideal at all. The curse is the time that you really want to be taking advantage of the fact that you've got the enemy on the back foot. So you should be, at minimum, taking out some towers, if not a fort or keep during this time. A lot of us were down, and so we just weren't able to really accomplish much here. Now, it doesn't really matter because that fort there was so low that I was able to finish it off. But all the same, we could have played that a little better if we had maybe been a bit more conservative. Now I am pushing this lane to see if I can get this tower. I'm kind of poking around to see if Kael'thas is still in the area because I'm pretty confident that I can take him out. And it looks like he felt the same way. He said, you know what, she'll kill me if I stay, so I'm out of here. So I do manage to take out both the keep and the tower. And you can see right there, we got quite a bit of a level advantage. Now I am getting pincered in, but a blink. 2 blinks, and I'm just able to basically run away. Now, I was foolish enough to try and go back in. Should not have done that, but as you can see, doesn't matter because Tracer is stinking awesome. Now, you'll notice that the healing fountain is healing me for a lot of damage. There's a talent called Is That a Health Pack? which is a reference to Overwatch, and it basically means that regen orbs and the healing fountain heal her for a lot more, which is a really good thing for Tracer because she's likely to take damage, and when she does, she needs to be able to heal up and get back in the fight as soon as possible. I'm starting to use my melee a little bit more at this point in the game. I should have been using that the whole time, but I was pretty rusty with this character. I actually hadn't played her very much at all before this. I'd tried her out in the practice mode, maybe done an AI match or two, but I just wasn't doing much. Now I'm going top here to assist my team in this situation. Dahaka is trying to get away, but it's not going to happen. He just gets taken down between me and Tyrael. And you can see, once again, if Tracer is focused at all, she's basically got to leave. A lot of people were saying that Tracer was completely broken and overpowered, and what's interesting is that on Hutslog, which keeps track of all the win rates of all the heroes, she's sitting at actually slightly less than 50% win rate, which is about as balanced as you can get a character in this game. I mean, that's within the margin of error. She's not broken, guys. You just got to learn how to play against her. It does come down to hero picks a lot, but it also comes down to playstyle and team coordination, and yeah, she's not broken. Stop complaining about her. Now Medivh does, or not Medivh, Dahaka sees us because he burrows in right on top of that Kael'thas. Kind of unfortunate for him because he's going to get taken out very quickly. You do have to be careful with Dahaka. You can burrow anywhere you want on the map, but you're doing it blind. And so situations like that can come up. Now we switch our focus to Artanis because Medivh is completely untargetable at this point. We're kind of zooming around him blocking off his escape. Get a lag spike there, doesn't matter. We are taken out. So their team is just not really coordinating here, and Tracer excels in situations like this, where the enemy team is either scared or they're not grouping up. She actually has a lot of trouble with kind of what's called the death ball, where teams will cluster together, kind of like we're doing right now. And she just doesn't do well there because, again, aside from her pulse bomb, she has no area damage. She needs to get close to do damage, and if they have any crowd control on their team, that can actually be pretty darn devastating for a Tracer. Now, I did retreat to go push top here. In retrospect, I would not have done this. I think I missed it, but I think there was actually a siege minion up here pushing, which is why I came back. I probably should have stayed to help the team push bottom. We are getting some deaths from it, which is not a good thing. Again, guys, whenever you are ahead, you have to be careful because the game does give bonus experience for killing a team that is ahead in experience. It's a catch-up mechanic. You have to be very careful with it. Now, fortunately, we are where the tribute spawned. And I'm letting the team know, hey, we should defend this. Dahaka shows up, and this is not an ideal situation for us. We've got to be very good about being mobile. Now, he did back off, but he's still looking out, and he was able to buy enough time for his team to come in and probably secure that tribute. The rest of the team just did not respond fast enough. Now, this isn't the end of the world. This is actually their first tribute of the game, so all things considered, this could have gone a lot worse, and we are able to pick up a kill on this Artanis. Now, I did stay in that polymorph ring there. You got to be careful with Medivh. That's actually a very strong ultimate of his, but then I'm able to go right back in and focus down this Medivh and pick up that kill as well. Now, I'm circling around to see if I can pick up a kill on Dahaka. It's going to be very close, but sure enough, we're able to put out enough damage that we can finish him off pretty quick. I'm not making very good use of my pulse bombs here. This really is inexperience on my part. I need to, in future games, use that more because you can finish people off pretty quick with that pulse bomb if you're good at aiming skill shots. Our team does have a complete domination of the map right now, so we're able to come in and take this boss no problem. And on a map like this, which is so big, getting an advantage is huge because you're able to capture objectives usually uncontested, so this is a very good situation for us. I am standing in this bush to guard this tribute, because I don't want us to get surprised while someone tries to gather it and gets an easy pick. Tahaka does try to, once again, blindly spawn in, is not really considering that, hey, we're probably guarding these entrances. So I'm moving over here. I missed my pulse bomb there, but again, it doesn't matter. Sometimes, guys, it's not about landing the skill shots, it's about cutting off a retreat, which is exactly what we did there. Yeah, we missed it, but we were also zoning out that Tahaka. We pick up another easy kill on Medivh, possibly get a kill on this Artanis. Yeah, not a problem at all. That's a quad kill. Completely wiped their team in that engagement. So now we're completely free to push the top lane with the boss. This is an excellent position for us, and yeah, this is probably going to be the end of the game. So what can we learn from this game, from this engagement? First off, for the enemy team, you've got to be willing to group up even if you don't agree with the decisions your other teammates are making. I don't know what was going on there, if it was a lack of experience or there was infighting, but the enemy team did not do well, not because of character composition necessarily, but because they weren't grouped up pretty much at any point. Now, there were some team fights, but they happened very staggered. People would trickle in, someone would engage before the full team was there, and it just was not a good situation for that team. So, what can we learn about Tracer from our gameplay here? And yeah, actually, this was the first game I had on record as her, which is why I had some missteps. What can we learn? First off, use Pulse Bomb more. It's free, essentially, from the beginning of the game, so when it's on... when it's off cooldown, you should use it as part of your combo, try to finish people off. I probably could have picked up a lot more kills that way. Other things we can learn is be careful about jumping into engagements, but as a whole, I feel like we demonstrated the appeal of this character pretty well, that she chases down kills very well. She's got decent dueling potential, just 1v1ing people, and she's able to effectively team fight by dipping in and out of combat, depending on whether or not she's being focused. So, yeah, I feel like that was a pretty good match for us. I hope you all enjoyed this video. My name is Sandrock Custom. Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you next time.